Welcome to another exciting show of transformation. Prosper with Wayne, creating wealth, health, and happiness in your life. With your host, life and business coach, author, entrepreneur, and lover of life, Wayne Sutton. Prepare to become excited, expand your beliefs, and truly prosper in all the areas of your life. Enjoy.
Hey guys, good morning, prosperwithwayne.com. Today we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to talk about persuasion, convincing, making people, causing people, allowing people to do what you want them to do. And see, when we think about communication, you've heard me say before, those who've done coaching with me, counseling with me, communication is everything. As a minister, communication is everything. As a business owner, communication is everything, because you need to communicate what you are trying to persuade people to do, what the message, the cause, the purpose, and you want to present it in a way that produces results. Also, communication is everything. Internal dialogue, even the words, the phrases, the lies and the truths that you tell yourself, they are very important. That internal dialogue, that communication is everything. But today we're going to look at the reason people make decisions. People make decisions and are convinced for only one of four reasons. Now, this is coming out of my book, You Said What? Effective Communication That Works. You can pick it up on Amazon. You Said What? Effective Communication That Works. In this book, I want to jump in. Right now, we're just going to jump right over to page 26. And people make decisions are convinced for only one of four reasons. Number one, write this down, guys. It looks right. It just looks right. Number two, it feels right. Number three, it sounds right. Number four, it makes sense. How do you know what is going to convince a person? How do you know how to convince a person? Again, it feels right, it looks right, it sounds right, it makes sense. How many people make decisions like this? Everyone. So how do you find out what kind of person uses what reason to make this decision? You simply ask them a question. How did you decide XYZ? How did you decide XYZ? How did you decide to purchase your last home? How did you decide to invest in your next business opportunity? How did you decide to join this religion or join this church? How did you decide to blank? How did you decide XYZ? The responses will tell you. The people that they say, well, the looks right people do things because the representation they make to themselves a picture that literally looks right. They see something, they see themselves using it, they see themselves, well, maybe it's an automobile, they see themselves driving it, they see it parked in their driveway or in their garage. They see it, and the picture looks right. They will use visual words when describing their decision. Well, I looked at the car in the past, I really enjoyed it, I looked at this, I saw this. They make a picture that sits right with them. Now, the feel right people will do things because the representation they make to themselves is a sensation in part of their body, which literally feels right. They'll use kinesthetic words. I grabbed a hold of it. As when describing their decision, they'll use those words of feeling. They look at something, they hear something, they see something. There's a stimulus. They go inside and they feel something about it. They construct a feeling, a yes or no, a warmth, a coldness, whatever it may be. The sounds right people do things because the representation they make to themselves is a series of words which literally sounds right to them. They will use auditory words when describing their decision. It just sounds right. That rings a bell. They will take a stimulus, a presentation, an opportunity, a situation, and they will feel it. They will listen to it. What do they hear about the situation? And for people that say, well, it just makes sense. They do this because the representation they make to themselves based on logic, which in their own mind they know is correct. Listen to me now. They will use auditory words. When describing their decision, they will use facts, data, and reason. This is powerful. It just makes sense. That means they have took representations and made it logical, at least in their mind. Logically, this sounds right. And since I have decided this sounds right logically, it must be. So, listen to me. How do we reach these people? How do we go? With the people that looks right. Again, go back to number one, looks right. You want to paint a picture in words. You want to draw a diagram. Give them references to explain things. If there's testimonials of people, you need a picture of those people. You want to show them how to do it. This is step one. Step two, visually. To the people that feels right. You want to get their internal senses working. Let them discern what they have to do. If it's something, a tangible product that they can physically feel. If not, you have to paint that picture of how they're going to feel. You have to tell them how this product, this opportunity is going to make them feel inside. Number three, sounds right. Sounds very simple. Have them describe to themselves in internal dialogue or in the appropriate tone of voice what they're supposed to do. Tell them things. Share with them. A dialogue, not a monologue. It's not you talking. It's a talking between the two of them. Tell them what others have said. Very important. They will make decisions after exploring all they have heard. Makes sense. Well, it just makes sense. They're logical ones. So give them reasons to do what you want them to do. Let them read instructions on how to do their job. Give them facts, statistics, and data. So we're looking at 4 different areas here. Those who say, well, it looks right. It feels right. It sounds right. It makes sense. What about when going you're in a place of overcoming a rebuttal? It just doesn't look right. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't sound right for me. Just doesn't make sense. Have you ever heard any of those? If you hear one of those, then you know what representational value they're using to make a decision. Well, it just doesn't look right to me. Then they're making a mental image. Maybe it sounds good to them. Maybe it makes logical sense, but a picture they're painting. How would it look? What do you see that you would like to see in a different way? You have to find out what they're seeing, because maybe they're seeing it in a way that is not meant to be. Maybe they're confused in that. So, if you'll work on these areas, it looks right, it feels right, it sounds right, it makes sense, and then go back and look at how people make decisions. If you're doing one-on-one, you're speaking with someone one-on-one, you could ask them, how did you make that decision? How did you make the decision to buy that car? How did you make the decision? And you listen to the value they give you, then you repeat that back, using the benefits and features of your product. Now, if you're doing ad writing, you're making an advertisement, you're doing an email, you do not know their representational value. So your ad must include all of these. You must paint a picture, you must make it sound good, you must bring their feelings into it, and you must let them know why it makes sense. Why should they do what you've been telling them to do? Now, there's a lot more we can go into, but I want you to go to Amazon, pick up You Said What? Effective Communication That Works, Wayne Sutton. Pick up the book. There's an ebook for like 99 cents. You can pick it up paperback. It's a easy read. It's a workbook more than it is anything. So pick it up, a couple bucks. And also, if you're at prosperwithwayne.com, make sure you sign up for our email alerts and let us know. Email us. Let us know what you're looking for. What is it that just really you want help with when it comes to marketing, when it comes to business? That's what we're here for, guys. This is Wayne Sutton. Prosper with Wayne. Go forth, influence, persuade, change the world, be a positive force. God bless.
Thanks for joining us again at Prosper with Wayne. Be sure to subscribe to us for more exciting, life-changing episodes. Go today, in fact. Go now to prosperwithwayne.com and enter your email for our exclusive newsletter and other resources. God bless and go prosper.